Okay, hey, this is Reverend Sean of the Center Path, and we're still going over the Tanka of Samsara, and we've gone through a bunch of them. Today we're going to look at this one, number 10, actually, if we count all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're at the 10th one over here, and we're going to see that it is a little picture of two people together in bed. So this is a kind of confusing one. It's pretty um, complex, as all of them can be if you really get into it. But we want to understand them on our level. So we already talked earlier about grasping, right? Reaching for, and this is becoming. It's bhava, Bhava. Bhava is becoming, and here we see two people sleeping or sleeping together. Actually, in some of the pictures that you'll see, other pictographs, you see them having sex in union, consummating a kid kind of thing. And that is becoming, getting the physical and all of the desires and all of our karma coming together as something. So that's a recurring theme in this, if you remember, if you look past through the other ones. Other times you look at this and it can be stuff like dreaming. So dreaming, and these people may be dreaming in here, and they may be dreaming of having nightmares or some of them having pleasant dreams, but we have to remember that all of it is just illusion. Okay. And so that's how we put this into perspective for ourselves, no matter what we're grasping at, because when we sleep and we have a dream, it's taking stuff from the previous day or the previous times and kind of putting it together in a random little mini video inside our heads. That's really kind of like one theory of what dreams are, is processing and reprocessing. So we're trying to take things that are disturbing and make them see them in a different way, perhaps, or we're trying to review and find out and figure something else about them. So there's always a message in dreams, I believe. But some of them they can be, pretty disturbing. Some of them can be nice. Some of them can be pretty, really random, and some of them can be very just neutral. So we have to take that as a part of what is that illusory thinking, what's that illusion, right, that we have in our heads of the way the world is. So this is a kind of a harbinger of that as a meditative process to really see and understand what we're talking about as illusion, right? So it's just like, you watch a movie and you get really into the hero and you really like the guy or the gal and you're so excited about them and you're really upset with that villain and you cry when the dog dies, but you at the end of the movie, it's just a movie, right? You understand it's just a movie and you go on about your regular business. You see that other actors in other parts in other movies and you're like, oh, okay, there they are. They're playing this now. They're playing that now. There's that dog again. How did that happen? I thought it died in the last movie. Nope, it didn't die. It was just that's part of the acting, the act of life, really, the act, the like the play of life, if you will. So this is number what are it, 10, 11, and 12. 11, we're going to look at this picture up here, which is a woman giving birth. And the last one is a person carrying, I'll blow these up for you so you can see them, is a person carrying a body for a sky burial. And there you can see the sky burial. It's a pretty interesting one, actually. There's the birth. They do it face down on their hands and knees. There's the baby coming out right there. And again, this one back here, talking about Bhava, right? Bhava. And it has to do with what you crave, okay? Which brings us to more of clinging, right? We want to grasp at what we crave. We're reaching for it more. And that causes us to really cling to those things. And that becomes more of the suffering. Let's see. Becoming, if we're talking about really becoming angry, becoming happy, becoming upset, becoming sad, becoming any of these things is part of the process of being human, is part of the process of dealing with those five aggregates, right? The body, the mind, the body, the feelings, the perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness, right? Those are the five aggregates. And that's what makes us up, and that's what gives us kind of like the the impetus, the power to move along this as well as this guy, Mara, right in the top. It's also us. We're going to be moving across those because each one of these dependent originations depend on each other to originate, right? And here we obviously, I mean, this is pretty easy to figure out, right? Two people sleeping together, and if they have sex, they're going to have a baby. It's kind of basic and easy, oops, information to close that down a little bit. I can move something up. They're kind of like an interesting, easy way to think of things. Ooh, there we go, way too big. Let's move that over. Kind of craziness on that. There we go. Find our person again. And anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that. Really, the this 10th part of the wheel of dependent origination. Remember, that's the outside wheel. We're going to start going over the 11th part, the 12th part. Then we'll go over the inside parts. Make sure and look right down in through, sorry, right down here. Right down here, you can subscribe, or you can look up there and you can see one of the other videos. And if you look back, I've tried to name them such that they're easy to, try to look at my other screen here, how I named them, because I named them with a way that should be easy, like, you know, Tonka number one, or Tonka Samsara, Tonka class one, class two, class three, etc. So we're going to go through that. Don't forget to ask questions or leave comments in the bottom if you think I got it wrong, because there's a couple places I looked it up and it was really, really different. And I had always seen it as becoming as a dreaming part, not as the sex part. But although the having sex or making a baby, whatever it is, you know, creation of two people to make another being was actually a really cool one, because that brings a little bit more from the kind of like universal thinking, and all of the things we can think about and be and do as a person come together as that kind of thing. So anyway, this is Reverend Sean with the Center Path, and you guys, you know, keep in touch and keep watching these, and I'll go on to the next one. Thanks.